A few years ago, a behavioral psychologist ran a simple experiment. Two men, same looks, same clothes, same setting, approached women at a social event. The only difference? 2 words. Just 2 words one of them said at the very start of the conversation. The results were staggering. One man got ignored. The other had women leaning in, laughing, wanting more. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what those 2 words are and the deep psychological reason they work on every level of human attraction. Stay with me. This one's going to change how you communicate forever. Welcome back. If you're new here, this channel is dedicated to one thing: understanding the psychology behind human behavior so you can live, connect, and communicate at a higher level. Today, we're diving deep into the science of attraction, not surface-level tips or cheap tricks, but the real psychological mechanics of what makes a person irresistibly magnetic in conversation. And it all starts with 2 words. But before I reveal them, I need you to understand why they work. Because knowing the what without understanding the why is like having a key with no idea which door it opens. So let's start at the beginning. Let me tell you about Marcus. Marcus was 28 years old, decent looking, had a good job, and by all accounts was a perfectly fine person. But every time he tried to talk to a woman he was attracted to, something went wrong. He'd freeze up. He'd say generic things like, "Hey, how's your night going?" Or "So, what do you do for work?" The women would answer. They'd smile politely, and then they'd drift away. Marcus couldn't figure it out. He was being nice. He was asking questions. He was doing everything the internet told him to do. And yet nothing. One evening, a close friend of his, a woman, sat him down and said something that cracked everything open. She said, "Marcus, when you talk to me, I feel like you're interviewing me. Like I'm a job applicant and you're reading from a checklist." That hit him hard. Because she was right. Marcus wasn't having a conversation. He was performing one. Everything changed for Marcus the night he stopped trying to say the right thing and started saying the real thing. And that shift, it all came down to 2 words. Here's what most people don't understand about attraction. Attraction is not primarily visual. Yes, looks matter at first glance. Evolutionary psychology confirms that. But the sustained feeling of attraction, the kind that makes someone think about you hours after you've left the room, that comes from something else entirely. It comes from how you make someone feel in your presence. And this is where neuroscience becomes fascinating. Researchers at the University of Parma discovered something remarkable: mirror neurons. These are brain cells that activate not just when we perform an action, but when we observe someone else performing it. In essence, your nervous system mirrors the emotional state of the person in front of you. What does that mean in the context of attraction? It means if you walk into a conversation feeling anxious, uncertain, and outcome dependent, she feels that too. Subconsciously, her nervous system picks it up. And suddenly she feels slightly uncomfortable, slightly on edge, without knowing exactly why. But here's the flip side. If you walk in grounded, present, and genuinely curious, she feels that too. Her mirror neurons fire. She feels calm, seen, and energized by your presence. This is why charismatic people seem almost magical. They're not saying anything extraordinary. They're simply being in a way that makes others feel extraordinary. Now, here's where the 2 words come in. Psychologist Carl Rogers, one of the founding fathers of humanistic psychology, built his entire career around one idea: that humans have a deep, primal need to feel unconditionally understood. Not judged, not evaluated. Just understood. Rogers called this empathic resonance, and he found that the people who could deliver this feeling, even briefly, were viewed as deeply attractive, trustworthy, and compelling, not just romantically, in every area of human connection. So what are the 2 words? The 2 words are, you seem now before you think. That's it? Let me explain exactly why these 2 words work on a psychological level that most people will never consciously understand. The phrase "you seem" does three powerful things simultaneously. Number one, it signals observation. When you say "you seem," you're communicating that you've been paying attention to her specifically, not to your phone, not to the room, not to your own anxiety. To her, in a world where everyone is distracted, being truly observed feels rare. It feels intimate. It immediately sets you apart. Number two, it invites curiosity without pressure. "You seem" is not a statement. It's not "you're adventurous." That would feel presumptuous. Instead, "you seem" is a soft observation, an invitation. It implies, "I'm noticing something about you, and I'm curious if I'm right." That uncertainty is magnetic. It opens a conversational door rather than closing one. Number three, it activates the need for self-disclosure. Here's a fascinating fact from social psychology. Harvard researchers in 2012 found that talking about ourselves activates the same reward centers in the brain as food and money. We are wired to enjoy self-disclosure. When you say "you seem like someone who doesn't settle for average," she's immediately compelled to respond, to confirm, deny, or elaborate. Either way, she's now emotionally engaged in the conversation. The connection has begun. But here's the critical piece people miss. The two words only work when they're followed by something specific and observant, not generic flattery. Don't say, "You seem really pretty." That's not an observation. It's a compliment she's heard 1,000 times. Instead, say things like, "You seem like the kind of person who laughs at your own jokes before you finish telling them." "You seem like someone who's seen more of the world than most people in this room." "You seem like you're way more interesting than you're letting on right now." Do you see the difference? You're not telling her she's beautiful. You're telling her you see her. You're reflecting something back to her that feels personal, perceptive, and real. That is the formula. You seem plus specific, curious, non-generic observation equals psychological connection. And this is exactly what changed everything for Marcus. The night his friend called him out, he went to another social event. But this time, instead of asking, "So what do you do?" he walked up to a woman, smiled, and said, "You seem like you have a story about this place, like you've been here before under completely different circumstances." She laughed. Her eyes lit up. And she spent the next 10 minutes telling him about the time she'd come to that same bar after the worst job interview of her life, ordered the most expensive thing on the menu as an act of rebellion, and ended up befriending the bartender who later became her business partner. Marcus didn't say much. He just listened. He reflected. He said, "You seem like someone who turns disasters into adventures." She told him it was the most interesting first conversation she'd ever had. Let's go one level deeper because this deserves it. What we've been talking about has a name in clinical psychology. It's called perceptive attunement, the ability to notice and accurately reflect the inner world of another person. Therapists spend years developing this skill, and research consistently shows that when someone feels attuned to meaning, truly seen and understood, they experience a release of oxytocin. This is the bonding hormone, the same chemical released between mothers and newborns, between close friends, between romantic partners. In other words, making someone feel truly seen is literally a biological trigger for bonding and attachment. This is why great therapists, great leaders, great teachers, and yes, deeply attractive people all share one trait. They make you feel like the most interesting person in the room. Not because they say the most clever things, because they notice the most meaningful things. Now, there's one more layer to this. Psychologist Robert Cialdini, author of the seminal book, Influence, identified a principle called liking, one of the 6 core pillars of human persuasion. His research confirmed that we are deeply attracted to people who we believe understand us and share our perspective. You seem short-circuits the usual trust-building timeline because it immediately positions you as someone who is perceptive, empathetic, and different. 3 qualities that are profoundly rare and therefore profoundly attractive. Now, a quick word of caution, because this technique can fall flat if you make these mistakes. Mistake 1. Using it as a script. If you seem becomes a rehearsed line you drop on autopilot, she'll feel it. Remember, mirror neurons. She sensed the inauthenticity. Use this as a mindset shift. Train yourself to be genuinely curious about the people you meet. The words will follow naturally. Mistake 2. Making it about looks. You seem beautiful is not an observation. It's a compliment. Save compliments. What you want is to reflect her character, her energy, her vibe. That's what creates real connection. Mistake 3. Not listening to her response. The goal of you seem is to open a door. Once she walks through it, your job is to listen deeply. Don't be thinking about what you'll say next. Be genuinely present. That presence is what attraction is actually built on. Let me leave you with this. Most people go through life waiting to be noticed, waiting for someone to truly see them. The person who does the seeing, who walks into a room and makes others feel understood, observed, and valued, that person is magnetic. Not because of what they look like or what they have, but because of how they show up. 2 words. You seem. But behind those 2 words is a philosophy. Be genuinely curious about people. Pay attention. Notice things. Reflect what you see. Do that consistently, and you won't just attract women. You'll attract deeper friendships, better professional relationships, and a richer experience of being alive. Marcus found that out. And now you know it too. If this video gave you something valuable, hit the like button. It genuinely helps this channel reach people who need it. Subscribe if you want more psychology content that actually changes how you see the world. And drop in the comments what's the most interesting you seem observation you could make about someone you know. I'll see you in the next one.